Finally, okay, so I almost was about to film without any sound. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Oh my goodness. And let me, you saw my hair too. It was looking a little bit monstrous, but we don't care over here. All we care about is the arts and the work. We don't care what people think of ourselves, right? Anyway, I hope everyone's doing a good. I hope everyone's. I can't talk. I hope everyone's doing good. I hope everyone's doing good. I'm just like recording a little episode, and yeah, I'm kind of maybe in a talkative mood, but this may be a mixture. I may just say some stuff and then not really do much. I may not do much talking, or may, I don't know. Hold on. Because it was getting a little bit hot. And I'm still here. I just need to get something. I also have something that kind of times me when I do these things. So when something turns off, it just lets me know, okay, it's been way too long. Because the last video, I think, was about an hour and 30 minutes. Yeah. And strangely, that was the video. Yeah, that was the video that, oh my gosh. That was actually the video where I, did not record myself, the voice. Then I recorded, another video, and it was, an hour and... It wasn't as long, but it was definitely an hour and, 20 freaking minutes, I think. I don't know. The evidence is on YouTube. It's crazy. And that's happened to me a couple times. I don't know if it's ADD brain or ADHD brain. I don't know. And honestly, I don't care because so many people are forgetful as hell. So I think everybody has a touch of whatever. I think everybody has something. But at least I'm just here doing my art, living my life. But how is everybody doing? I will say I'm just gonna give a high key update. I have literally been trying to be consistent with the art and everything, but it's interesting. This Aries season, I feel like the Aries season it did start this week, I think. It started, I think, on the 20th or something like that. So it is officially Aries season. I did a reading on that. There was a video right before this one. And so, if you want to listen to it, go listen to it. I'm probably not going to insert anything in here in this video. So, but it's literally right next to this one, before this one. And it was a reading for the week I titled it March 23rd, I think. And it was just a weekly reading. I forgot what it was, what it said. Although I have my tarot cards right over there, I could just let y'all know, but y'all could also watch my videos. So yeah. Watch that video. Remember, support the artists out here whenever you can. Anytime, it can literally just be, let me just watch a minute or so, or 5 minutes, and listen to this crazy person with the crazy hair. What's he got to say? Everybody got 5 minutes. I try to at least watch some of my people's stuff, if I have friends have music videos, they drop, I try to watch it that day, and because it's that's what we need to be doing. We need to be supporting people, and I don't know if people are fully supporting. I don't know if people are actually supporting their friends fully. or at least for me. And I don't know, like, I have some friends that definitely support me. Thank goodness for that. But there have been situations where, and this is something I feel like this is a big thing that I've realized. Oh my goodness. Have you noticed, like, especially if you're an artist or whatever, like, have you noticed, like, and this may be, something that other people may, I guess, kind of, sort of, like, relate to. Maybe I'm the only one that's, maybe I'm the only one that's feeling this, but, well, actually, no, that's disingenuous because everybody else goes through this, but, like, have y'all ever, like, had people where you're just, like, working on something and, like, really working on something, and then, like, you have people that really should be supporting you, they end up not. I've had this download, I guess, where I'd be having these conversations with the universe, right? Or God or whatever. And, sometimes I'd just be like, what is going on? Like, I have all this anger and resentment. And honestly, again, I don't like to have anger and resentment, but it does happen. It does. And I realize, not everybody's going to have that capacity to accept me. And I've had that realization, like I think December. I've had those realizations before, but sometimes it's like, reminders are needed, reminders are sent, I guess, whenever the universe is talking to you in some aspects. If you know, if you know, you know. If you don't know, then we're not energetically aligned, honey. We just not. But, hey, if you do get what I'm saying, great. It's just like, time definitely is one of those teachers, and observation is a grand teacher, and people's actions, I feel like people's actions, like, if you really actually really listen, like the art of listening, like the art of listening and the art of just like seeing, people show you exactly whether or not they fuck with you or not, or fuck with the crap that you have, or are just plainly jealous. And one red flag I was watching, there was this red flag that was highlighted in on TikTok, and one of the biggest highlighters for people that don't really support you, and if they're they're your friends, is like if you share something about an art piece or whatever, and or share an accomplishment, or one of the biggest things is people that really are for you or whatever. Now, don't get me wrong, I feel like I've done this too. I feel like ego can play a role in this as well. And I feel like, a lot of people can do this. A lot of people have done this. And in fact, a lot of people have done this at my job, and it's pretty much a blue collar job, which is so crazy. But anyway, I don't know if I like that what I just did right there. But anyway, shoot, what was I going with this? People? See what happens? I get myself distracted. But one of the biggest red flags is when people don't really, when you tell somebody, like, hey, this is what I'm doing with my art piece, or you just start talking about your projects, right? A lot of people will just like straight up not give a fuck or care. Like, a lot of people will just straight up not give a fuck or care. Like, especially if they're not really about your work. And that's one of those things I would say pay attention, especially if they're like in your crowd and it's like, you know, and this person was like definitely, they were your friend, and next thing you know, as soon as you start making like these little moves. Interesting. Hold on. Oh gosh, what is this? Oh, my bad. See, I get confused on this shit. Anyway, gosh, what was I talking about? Give me a moment, guys. I mean, I'd be noticing mistakes, and then I'm like, ah, shit, I gotta fix that. And then I forget what I was saying, so I apologize. But then again, I'm pretty sure y'all are following me, what I'm saying. It's just like, I've realized like I'm kind of like done with that energy. Like, I'm recognizing that energy, recognizing like who's actually gonna clap for me, who's gonna applaud for me, who's actually celebrating me, who's actually celebrating my authenticity. And then I'm also, and now I wouldn't say pay attention to this like for all the time. Like I would say, focus only on the people that actually do support you. But I do think it's very important to know, like, especially when you're a developing artist, whether you are doing music or whatever, not everybody that was in your social circle is gonna really be, about that shit, especially when they have not, and this may sound really kind of like really bad, but when you got people that just straight up don't really do anything, and you know what I'm talking about, like just people that just straight up like, they have the business aspirations, but they don't have the business mindset or whatever. Like, they want success, but they're not going to actually do the actual steps to achieve it. Nor are they going to actually give up what they need to give up. Like, say for example, if the person is obsessed with video games, like if they're doing video games every day, but then not really actually putting forth the effort, like to actually, I don't know, make something of themselves, right? Like, but then when you go to that person to talk about the art that you're creating, they could care less. I would say those are the people that you should definitely watch out for. Like those are not the people that are going to grow with you. And honestly, for me, from now on, I need people that are actually going to be, that actually want to fuck with me, and people that, want to grow with me. And last year was definitely a very eye-opening year. How many people will not be able to be with me on this journey? And then there's even like people that I feel like that will just distract me. And I'm even right now like seeing that right now. So you want to be aware of the people that, I would say you should be aware of the fact that distractions are very much a real thing. Whether or not you cause them or, or whatever, you need to separate yourself from those distractions. Like whether it's like somebody that, and again, somebody that does not acknowledge whatever gift that you have, but they are so obsessed with things about, their life, right? They'll bring stuff up about them. And again, this is not about jealousy or anything like that. It's just more so the fact that, like, here I am, I'm doing my thing. I want to be able to build a business, make some money, but I don't want to be, I want my focus to be more on what's next. I don't want to be focused on, this person, cooked this, like just cooked some ugly ass food. Here it is. And, or gossiping. You know, I'm bringing up some random ass like examples, like actually examples that people actually have kind of like brought up to me. So if you do get offended, I'm just using it as an example. I apologize. If you know who you are, I apologize. But you know, hey, it's just, you know, that's just what it is. It's just like I'm not really interested in the gossip. I'm not interested in gossip stuff. And sometimes you have to, you know, those are not the people to grow with you. If they're, especially if they're stuck on that level, you know, especially if they're stuck on the social level of like, oh yeah, this person did this thing and this person did that thing, and you know, just keeping up with the Joneses, and except for like building something, but not even building something or writing stuff down, and especially if you have the time to do it. And it's something that I've seen, and it's something that I want to make sure I don't do. And I'm kind of just thankful for the fact that I, you know, do have this ability to be disciplined, to actually work on the art every single day. And that's what I've always done. Like, whether it is a book that, which I did write a book, I did write a book. I'm not sure if it's gonna be published here in the US, but we'll see. It's a gay romance novel about witches and werewolves. I would like to illustrate it. We'll see. Like, there are some stories I would like to get them illustrated, and that's honestly going to be like the next move, is kind of like merging my literary mind with my artistic mind. And I don't know, maybe I'll get back into actually writing, who knows. But the point is like, if you have a creative spark or whatever, you need to get with somebody that has that creative spark, that wants to create. Because honestly, if you're around people that just, you know, want to keep up with like the Joneses or whatever, and they're not really creating anything or whatever, you know, and then they're trying to distract you and say, oh, I don't know if that person's really going to be very helpful. I don't know if that person's going to be very helpful in terms of, you know, your destiny. I just don't know. I just don't know. And I'm not saying, you know, I'm not saying like totally do a friend makeover, but I'm just saying analyze your friends. Analyze your so-called friends. What have they done for you? What did they do for you? Are they, I mean, and this is just straight up, like, you know, so I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm just kind of like at this point where, you know, I'm realizing what I'm capable of, and then when I have these realizations, then I get text messages from people that do want to distract me, and it's just like, ain't this something? So yeah. Ooh, I got all fired up with that talk. But I hope whoever's listening is actually really hearing me, though. You know, I hope that whoever is listening to this, if they're an artist, you know, continue doing what you're doing. Discipline is going to be that thing, but start looking at your friends. What are they doing? Are they obsessed with video games? I'm not saying you should stop playing, but if they're just doing it every day, then they're complaining about life, but then they're not building anything. And then watch, as soon as you start talking about what you're doing, maybe they, you know, if they actually start, you know, like one of the biggest signs for somebody that is actually really that ride or die is when they actually want to engage with you about your art. Now, sometimes it can get annoying, but I have somebody that, you know, that actually does engage with me with the art, with the things that I want to do. Like, and that's awesome. You know, and I'm so thankful for that. You know, I'm thankful to have people that I can actually talk to about the world that I'm making. You know, So I will say it is very, very awesome to have like those people. And one big way to really kind of like enhance that feeling is to actually just be grateful for those people. Like just be thankful for the people that actually do like your art. Because there are some people that are going to hate your shit. Some people are going to be jealous of you. But then there are some people that are going to be like, yo, I love what you're doing. And sometimes they can be strangers. Like, it's so crazy how many people I've actually like met just because I said I was an artist. And heck, I mean, I got a client. I said I was a graphic designer, and a couple months later, now I'm working on their golfing logo, and I just have another week or two to finish it. And then it's going to be product generation, and again, it was just like the fact of me just like marketing, or not marketing, networking, and talking to people that actually do have that need, like, right, like that actually do have that appreciation and actually see the value that I can provide. Like when you're out here in this world and you're actually really out here, the people that are meant to see you, they will. That's my little message. As long as you're out here in this world and participating, and allowing your shit to be seen, like, the right people will see it. But I will say, also be careful of the people that just want to use your energy. Just be careful of that, because there are some people that just really have some energy that, is kind of vampiric, very kind of like, oh, you're creative, cool, but I'm a narcissist, I don't really care about your shit, so, and then if you're a fool or whatever, and, or they, mesmerize you with their, I don't know, maybe their six-pack abs or whatever, and, I'm just having too much fun with this serious little talk. The guy is like has six-pack abs, or just looking all sexy, but the next thing you know is like he says, oh yeah, you gotta stop doing that creative shit. It's like, But then you got some people that literally will get themselves jammed up in situations like that. Like, you would not think that, but it happens, and I've seen it. I've literally seen people literally go for toxic men or toxic people and invite them back into their life. I mean, even for me, like, there have been, like, I've had moments where I've invited people into my life and against my judgment, and even though I'm a clairvoyant, and I knew, oh, some shit this is not a good idea, but, sometimes, I'm not going to tell you what my aims were, but, dude was fine, okay? Look, I'm just going to say the dude was fine, but then I realized he was just an asshole. Like, just straight up at the end of the day. Like, shit like that happens. And you have to accept the fact that, yeah, that does happen, but let's not let it happen again. We all have our moments. And I hope, like, I'm not too, like, all over the place for you guys. I mean, I just really do, and I'm really kind of just enjoying the fact that I'm just, like, allowing myself to, like, film myself and actually do the art and actually do chat and talk the shit. Even though maybe even though it is in the void, I don't know, but I'm at least enjoying this. And if you are alive and you are not like just some, random person, maybe you are somebody that actually does like my art, hey, leave a comment. How are you doing? How's everything going? Let's see how things are going. I'm really wanting to know. If you're an artist, oh my gosh, what are you creating? Also drop your Instagram. Like, shoot. Yeah, it's actually safe to just go and drop your Instagram. I at first thought that wasn't really the safest thing, but nah, like, start connecting with people. Use this YouTube as a way to connect with other artists. Like, drop your Instagram. What are you working on? What are you working on? Like, talk about it. Leave it in the comments. Like, what are you actually currently working on? Like, just drop it here in the comments, man. You know, like, of course, like, if you're on Instagram, we can't drop images. If you're on I don't know if it's gonna be on Threads. If you're on Threads, like, I don't know, like, you know, like, actually, shit, this is not even gonna be on Threads. Maybe I'll share it on Threads. I don't know. But maybe I'll share this clip on Instagram. Who knows? But right now we're talking about YouTube. If you're on YouTube, like, look, just what are you wanting, like, what are you wanting to do? What are you trying to create? You know, like, and also talk about the challenges. Like, you know, let's kind of build a little bit of a community here. Oh my gosh. I'm just going crazy with this because honestly, I'm just allowing myself to get lost in this. Oh, you know what? This is a big one. Big, like, I'd say, like, I'm going to say it, download, right? So, one of the biggest things I've realized about, you know, about this universe, right? Like, you know, manifestation is definitely a thing. We can manifest different things, right? So, for me, I think my focus for this year is probably going to be community building, which is ironic. I started this YouTube page. And I'm not late, I'm just on time, right? You know, now I really wish I would have gotten on and done this earlier, but, you know, lo and behold, that did not happen, right? But I don't really fault myself for it. You know, like, sometimes shit happens, right? Let's see. But yeah, like, I definitely want to, like, build more of a community because, like, what I've noticed about this reality, it just does seem like, you know, that's literally what's happening right now. It's like everybody's trying to form their own little small little community or trying to find their community. And for me, I just know I think I would do better if I create my own, you know, or even if it's just me being solo and I just become my own community. Because what I've noticed is, like, well, I wouldn't even say just me. Like, I definitely know I need people. You know, everybody needs people. I'm just not realizing that. I'm like, everybody does need people. And that's something I'm like, damn it, I do. People are necessary. So, you know, that's something I've realized, like, shit, I gotta actually, you know, I can't be a fucking introvert all the time. I mean, I can have my introvert ways, but I definitely have to put myself out there. You know. So, like, you know, for community, it is one of those things that I think I personally need, and not gonna just happen via the brand. That's the, you know, like, why would people follow my GenixArt brand if they're not a part of the community? But then again, I feel like I also have people that kind of are just like, you know, maybe not really so in 100% in support. They're just kind of like monitoring spirits that are on my account, not really supporting it or the things I do. But it's okay though. I mean, I just hope eventually those monitoring spirits will just look at somebody else. Because, I don't know, if you're gonna like look at somebody's content but then not really engage with the content, it's kind of weird, I always think. You know? It's always so weird, and it's a lot of people that do that. A lot of passive scrollers. And it's like, how you wake people up, that's the thing. It's like, how you wake people up so that they can stop doing this, like, walking around these places just, you know, just blind, I guess. Oh my gosh. Oh wow, it is 10:49. I may actually try to film another episode, and maybe I'll do 2 episodes in a week. I'm trying to do more. I'm trying to do more of that, you know. And plus, this also helps me get the work done. I think I said this in the beginning of this video. Maybe not. I don't know. Like, I was struggling with, like, trying to, you know, just find motivation. Oh shit, what is this? What is going on here? Oh. Okay, that's the reason why. Yeah, I was, like, trying to find motivation to do the work, to do the artwork. And I don't know, it's just lately, the energy's been weird, wonky. Like, I'm definitely grateful that Pisces season is done and over with, because, yeah, Pisces season was just a little bit much for me. But, regardless, you know, Aries season is around, is here. Spring's around the corner. So, I mean, it's not like, you know, I think when the sun actually starts, like, shining a little bit more, maybe I'll get more energy. But it's just such an interesting, like, Pisces season really does have like this deathly energy to it. This is not a dreamy energy. It is very deathly. And this is coming from a Capricorn that, you know, also has like some Scorpio placements that are pretty interesting. Um, so I'm like, and also Venus, my Venus is in Scorpio, so it's like, I love, dark shit. So it's like, for me, it's like, oh God, like, like, you know, Pisces season was a little bit too gothic for me, honey. It was just too gothic. It was too depressing. And then I was dealing with like two Piscean energies, and I was like, I'm done. I'm done with it. I'm ready for Aries. I'm ready for hot-headed Aries right now. And I'm more of an ice person too, but nah, this Pisces season was just a little bit too much. It was giving delusion. It was giving low energy. It was giving, like, it was just giving like, I'm done with it. I'm tired of it. Ooh gosh, these windows just suck. I'm sorry. Oh gosh, like the perspective is so bad. But the point is for me to like just have fun with this. So because let's see. And also, I feel like sometimes when you're kind of messy with digital art, like, not everyone's gonna actually really see everything, unless, like, I send them this whole file. But it's like, really, it's just kind of like, I just like to go a little bit feral with some of the designs here, especially with cities. Even though you should plan cities, you know, I just break rules, dude. I just don't follow art rules. I break them. I don't like rules. But for graphic design, I definitely follow rules. I definitely be following the rules. Because that's still uncharted territory for me. Okay. And then I'm pretty sure there's an easy way to do this, but I feel like the easy way kind of just takes away from the human aspect of art. Not saying, oh, I believe in suffering, but I do believe in, okay, obviously you made that shit was a little bit too easy. I don't like it when things are too easy. I like it when things are easy, but I don't like it when things are too easy. Like, I know, like, with Photoshop, there's so many tips and tricks to save time, but I don't know, I feel like sometimes, like, if you don't know the full process of something, I don't know, I think, like, just shortcuts kind of, they don't really help me. They don't help me learn. So, as much as I love, like, to be able to move through shit faster, I don't know if, the learning will be as good. If we're just focused on speed, I don't know. Maybe I'm just really am speaking to the void, and maybe I need to actually eat my breakfast. But I think I am about to get close to being done with this. I'm going to work on some of these windows. feel like I'm gonna have to do some major editing with this, but we'll see. Whee! So, oh my god, that happened. I don't know if y'all saw that, but I have the Huion tablet, and again, I love Huion. I love Huion. But sometimes, like, it can do, like, that funky little thing. And I don't know if it's just Mercury Retrograde, but sometimes the alignment of my pen and the cursor, or whatever the fuck it is, sorry for the cussing, sometimes it will just get like kind of funky and like there's misalignment that happens, and I was like, no, not right now, while I'm doing this recording thing for the peoples. Okay. Also, I have just realized, like, it is over 40 minutes, I think. Yeah. Oop. Oh wow, okay, 43 minutes. I think I'm going to stop it here. You know, I think I'm going to stop it here. I may record myself after work, who knows, but, like, lately I've just been falling asleep at, like, fucking 9 o'clock, and I hate that shit so much. Actually, 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, and I used to be able to, like, just stay up till 12. I'm going to get back to that. Hopefully with the Aries season, it will give me that energy. And plus, like, last year I was doing that randomly, and then this year I was just like, you know, apparently I need my sleep or something. I don't know. Apparently this year I need my sleep. Go figure. But yeah, you know, sorry, I'm like, stop doing it. So yeah, as you can see, I still have more work that I got to get done. So just a little premise of what this is. This is a little rose tower, right? And these like rose creatures, which I think I got. Oh shoot. Oh gosh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Jeez. Okay. I'm so funky with the names. So yeah, it's supposed to be like this type of creature or something. But I obviously got to make some changes with this one. So yeah. That's one, well actually no, that's, oh, the consistency. Well, that's one of them. That's one of the creatures. And then I even have these other rose demons. I don't know if I'm going to speckle them in there, in this piece. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll speckle them in this piece. Actually, I think that would be cooler if I do it in here. Just love the fact that I can just work on these on one document and then clean them up and then put them in an actual document. And I just love digital art, guys. I just love digital art. You know, I just love it. And I just be vibing in my own little area. Again, this is my little black rose. I'm just showing you guys what she looks like right now. Been working on these as well, off and on. You know, things are looking good. I really do like how this turned out. Definitely want to push myself more with this one, but we'll see. And then this one is like fucking amazing. I just love it. Gosh, but as you can see, there's quite a bit more work to be done with the people over here, and then even like the basketball, the basketball stuff. Like, you know, there's like basketball. What are those things? Not hoops. Is it the hoops? I don't know. You know, the basketball things that like literally, you know, the athletes, they, you know, they throw the basketball into the basket, and you know those things. They're automatically they're automatic. So they're like, I don't know. You get what I mean. They're like basketball hoops. Like, shoot, guys, look, it's freaking Thursday. It's almost Friday. Leave me alone. Like, let me be a little bit. Like, let me just have like my let me just allow myself to have like moments where I can't talk. Okay, just let me be scatterbrained for a minute. Let me just be scatterbrained for a minute. Okay, I have a lot I'm doing. So yeah, like this is what I got going on, and I really do like this. I do like what's going on with this. So I don't know how long this is gonna take, but hopefully it won't take too much longer. I mean, I also got this that I gotta work on, and then these. So yeah, I got quite a bit that I gotta get done. But I just wanted to show you guys what I've been working on. You know, pray for me that I don't go crazy. It's just so much shit that I gotta get done. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Don't know when this is gonna like grace YouTube. It will probably be, well, it's March 27th. We'll see if I actually get this up by tomorrow. We'll see. I'm trying to get better with like I'm trying to get better with everything, and actually put myself out there on the internet. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and wonderful weekend or wonderful week or whenever you're seeing this. I hope you're having a wonderful whatever, and whatever you're doing, you're being safe or not being safe. Just make sure you're protected or whatever, and you know, like make sure you're not like fighting bears or, you know, cutting people off on intersections or anything like that. Work on your stuff, stay focused. And I will see you guys in the next one.